I once got tricked into doing a kids party, and today I'm gonna tell you all about it. Please wait till the end because I got a magic trick ready for you. Hey Earthlings, welcome to day 12. My name is Sylar and I do a video a day during the lockdown so I don't go crazy, and I will hopefully get better at filming and editing and all of this stuff. Today I'm going to talk to you about how I got tricked into doing a kids party. Now, if you don't know, I'm a full-time magician and I mostly do corporate events and weddings and, adult stuff in general. Because kids terrify me. There's a video in my Alien Diaries series I'm going to link below if you want to see why children terrify me, at magic gigs obviously. And let's start the story. It started with a normal inquiry where, I don't know, the questions were a bit weird with, so how are you with children? We have a few, but not too many. But it's definitely an adult's party. Like I made sure this is the case several times. But a few children were mentioned and I was like, look, it's fine. Because at weddings most of the time you do have a few kids at each table, which is cool because I perform to the whole table. I get to do one thing to them and it's all fine and they get what's happening. But if I do a wedding and I just have to perform to a kid, then the whole table misses out on everything. So at this point I'm like, it's just a few kids, it's a small house party, it's gonna be fine, no problem at all. So inquiry came all booked up and ready to go. I traveled to London, get to this super fancy house, and I'm like, cool, this is gonna be awesome. Small gatherings, I prefer small gatherings over big corporate and weddings events anyway, because it's more personal. Like if I do my close-up set at a table, it'll be 10-15 minutes. But then I can do my close-up set in an hour for 10 people and not rush and make it an actual show rather than trick. So I get there, oh boy. So I get inside, literally, I'm like, hi, I'm Sylar, I'm the magician. And the lady that opened the door literally went, the kids are over there. So I'm just like, huh? And I kind of at this point, I want to talk to the person that booked me. And I find that the person that booked me works so they're like doing stuff around the house, kind of like a assistant, I guess, for this family. So she explains to me that they've tried several magicians and they opened with, it's a kids party. So everybody said no. So their next solution was to just try their best to get somebody down. Because they did want to get an actual children's magician, but from what I spoke to them, they didn't really find anybody that fit their budget and their look. If you are a kids magician and you're looking for less gigs for more money, I say go into that sort of area. Because I spoke to them and they said, like, everybody we called, they're about 200, 250. The whole appearance and brand wasn't amazing, so they wanted somebody that looked better brand-wise and charged more to give them more confidence that it's going to be good. And I'm sure you guys are fantastic, but because you're not putting that out there, you're losing gigs sometimes. So maybe think about that. Anyway, let's come back to the story thing. So I get inside, I talk to the assistant person, and she's like, look, it's not gonna be bad. It's only like 10 kids and their parents were there. So basically it was kind of a dinner for the parents, and the kids were there, had their own separate table, board and all of that stuff. And I kind of did like a 10-minute thing for the adults just so I can be like, look, I'm good, please book me some more. And then I moved on to the kids table. It was like, I don't know, it's weird with kids because sometimes they'll love it and some other times they'll think it's the weirdest and most boring thing they've ever seen. They were fine, I don't know, like they weren't amazing, but they didn't hate it either. So I just tried to sort of be a bit friendly and stuff, and then we just got into talking about video games. And then I spent 2 hours playing FIFA with 10-year-olds. I mean, look, from that perspective, it was pretty fantastic. If they would have called me up and said, we'll give you money so you can play FIFA, I would have been like, yeah, let's do it. But because it was do magic to children, I was slightly terrified. So yeah, I've only done about, I think, 3 kids parties. The first one was quite terrifying because I kind of like leaned down like this and I had a tie and I asked the dumb question, who wants to pick a playing card? So they all just rushed me and pulled my tie until I was on the floor and covered in children. Hilarious image. The second one was a favor for a friend of mine, which is really hard to say no to because they're like, oh, it's my kid and he loves you and stuff. I'm like, yeah, but... So I did it. I vaguely remember it because like the parents were there as well, so it was kind of an audience of both children and parents, which makes it easier for me to interact with. And the third and hopefully last one ever was the one I just told you about. Now, don't get me wrong, I have an insane amount of respect for children's entertainers because it's so hard to keep kids it's so hard to just get them to sit down for a minute, but pay attention to your whole show. I'd also be entertained. It's just so many levels of things I wouldn't even be able to achieve. I find it so much easier with adults, especially if you had a drink, you know? Kids, if they had some sugar, it's double hard to get them to sit down and watch a magic trick. Before we finish up the video with the magic trick I promised you, please remember to like the video, subscribe, share it with your friends, and leave a comment below on if you've ever been tricked into doing something you don't want to. Obviously not terrible things, but if you've ever been tricked into going to work when you didn't want to go to work or stuff like that, let me know. It would be interesting. Also, let me know what you're up to these days, because we're all bored and creative and bored. Anyway, enjoy the magic. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.